everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Tomb of Annihilation, Part 11. Today is June 21st, 2020, and you are loved. And that is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of our sessions. This is the first time that you have heard that message, but would like to go back and possibly hear it again for whatever reason. We have all of our games up on youtube.com/indooradventures, as well as wherever audiocasts are made available for free. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, currently we are posting all of our after shows called Nights in the Courtyard up on our Patreon for free. So if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can find a slew of after shows. It is a grand time. We answer questions again, not only from the community, but also from each other. Easiest way to ask us those questions is by joining us either on Discord or, hey, post it to us on Twitter, and we'll do our best to try and respond in kind to you. The link to that Discord can either be found in the description below in this video, or if you check out the side chat, I believe it's this way on the screen. It is, so check it over there. We post it in the side chat pretty regularly. Other than that, if you are already supporting us on Patreon, Twitch, YouTube, but you're looking for other ways of supporting the show, we have a merch store set up. So if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got throw pillows, we got bath curtains, and now we also have masks that we are selling on the merch store that have the symbol of Tiamat on the front, as was done up by our dear friend Cyberwolf1201. So if you would like to praise Queen as well as keep yourself safe, consider going to indooradventure.redbubble.com. All of the proceeds that we get from the masks are currently being sent to actually research centers or research thing. I am going to send it there. I will post the receipt for it on my Twitter. So if you want to find out how much money we have raised from mask sales, it's actually close to like $50, which is pretty cool. So thanks, guys. And that is it for my spiel. So, hey, RJ, who you playing tonight?
Hey, everybody, I'm RJ, and I'll be playing Hassan, the 1T Druid Cleric.
Hello, my name is LB, and I'll be playing RinRin, the Tabaxi monk.
Hey, everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm playing as Baz, the Drow Rogue fighter.
I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I shall be playing as Teshvael, the Mark of Shadow Elf Paladin.
And I'm Tyler. I'll be your DM tonight, and we'll start with a recap. Last time, Baz's brave boxers encountered the Guardian Golem of the Laughing Gorge, who found their maze tracing ability subpar. While some of the party managed to cross the bridge successfully, a surprise family reunion with the Zentarum revealed that they are after Artis Simber. Now, with Kirsabal in sight, they inch closer to their ultimate goal: travel to Amu, find the Soulmonger, and end the Death Curse. What else will the Jungs of Chult throw at them to hinder their progress? Find out on the Indoor Adventure presents the Tomb of Annihilation.
Personally, I would have went with Battalion, but you know what? Go on.
Okay, Battalion. Brave Battalion. I was struggling to come up with a B word. But thank you. Your input is noted and will be used in the future.
Bastards!
Or bastards.
Yeah!
But I knew my father, Baz. He was a good man.
Was he? Probably. You guys have just completed a long rest. You are a couple miles from Kirsabal, and from your vantage point, there is the forest kind of gives way and it becomes more mountainous again, and there are these towering plateaus, and up about 500 feet on the side of one of these plateaus is a collection of buildings, an ancient monastery, and overlooks the jungle from its perch on the cliff of a tall plateau. Stone steps, rickety walkways connect the various buildings, the lowest of which is 500 feet above the ground. The main building has a circular maze-like symbol carved into its crumbling facade. And from your vantage point, every few minutes you can see bird folk either landing or launching themselves from the balconies at the monastery.
It's so pretty.
As you are staring up at this impressive view, Azaka heaves a sigh because she knows you guys are going to have to go up to a high place again. And Racket looks anxious to get home. It is early morning, and you guys make your way to the base of this plateau. And while you are walking to the base of this plateau, a Aarkokra actually flies down, lands with you amongst you guys, and says, "Whoa, Racket, you're alive? I thought you were dead."
Tesh was like a little on edge, like persons, but as hearing this person talk, it's fine. They're fine.
Man, the teacher's gonna be so happy to hear that you're still alive. And he like walks up and gives Racket a hug and like gives him a noogie. I bet you've got some crazy awesome stories to tell. Who are your friends? And Racket will look to Baz to translate for him to say that these guys rescued me. I was attacked by terror folk, and these guys found me and rescued me. And he's like, "Wow, I bet you got some crazy awesome scars. Chicks dig scars, right?"
Oh yes, we do.
Anyway, my name's Dasarak. It's nice to meet you guys.
That's right. I'm RinRin.
Hi, RinRin.
What kind of Aarkokra is he?
He looks like a falcon.
Nice. Well, we're just returning your friend to you.
Great.
Well, our friend. No, we've become best friends on this trip.
Man, I should go let them know that you guys are coming up. And he just takes off and flies up.
He didn't get the rest of our names.
It seems like he's in a hurry.
Racket sighs and he's a little empty-headed.
Do you mean flighty?
Ah.
We have fun here.
Well, can you show us up, please?
Yeah, how do you get up there?
He actually shrugs and he's like, "Well, actually, I've always been able to fly up." And he looks at the face of this cliffside, and it seems that this was a human monastery long ago. So there are like paths carved into the cliff face, but from what you can see, it looks like a lot of the paths cut into the stone are still there, but the wooden walkways look a little rickety.
Ooh. Maybe they have a basket system.
Nope.
Ooh.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, if he says it's fine, I think it'll be fine.
Well, RinRin, you can climb, right?
Well, I can climb, but you guys can't climb.
Don't even worry about us.
Give it some time, I can at least mend some of the bridges that we come across.
Racket's like, "Yeah, Dasarak was supposed to, work on those, but I think he just usually forgets."
Hassan will turn to Racket so he can read his lips.
Mm-hmm.
Is everyone up there a little like, points to where Dasarak has gone? That.
No. They're all, I mean, he's a special guy.
Good, so at least I won't hate my stay here.
But he was really nice, Hassan. What's the matter?
He might have seemed nice, but he was a different kind of insufferable.
Different
What's
than
the
who?
other kind?
No, Daza.
Don't say that about Nodasa.
Oh, was that your friend who died?
Yes, that was very unkind, Hassan.
I could tolerate no Daza. And that's why I said different kind of insufferable.
Ah, thank you for following Raven Queen Spawn.
Yay!
Ah.
Oh god. Yeah.
Ooh, good noises, everybody.
So would you guys like to attempt to climb up to Kirsabal?
Yes.
I don't like the way you said that. But
Oh,
yes.
Well, RinRin, you can climb.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be all right if whenever we reach one of these areas that seems a little dodgy, if we tie a rope around ourselves, give you the other end, then we could possibly have you as an anchor?
I'm not that strong, though.
I have full faith in you.
Well, okay.
The climb to the top is going to take 3 separate checks. The checks will be an athletics, an acrobatics, and a perception check to climb around the gaps in the walkway, to cross wide gaps on the walkways that are oddly spaced, and then a perception check to spot rotted planks that wouldn't support your weight. Those of you with the climbing speed, being RinRin, won't have to make these checks.
And we're all gonna do these checks?
Yes.
Let's say that we all tie ourselves together with one long rope
Okay.
in a harness so that we don't tear each other in half when we fall.
You all are able to secure yourselves from falling too much.
Even you, Hassan.
Let's distribute it so that Tesh and Izaka are not on the same line. If one of them goes, then the second one goes, and that's a lot of weight that neither you or I can carry.
Okay.
So we could have it like Tesh, Baz, Hassan, Izaka.
And then RinRin just doing her thing.
So
Yeah.
like we have our anchors on either end.
Racket will be in the center too, because he is small. and
Oh,
light.
right, him.
Yeah,
And his
remember?
bones.
He too will get torn in half.
This is gonna be great. Don't worry, guys.
His bones are hollow. He's fine.
He's fine.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
He's light. He makes him light.
Yeah.
Alright, what are you rolling first?
All right, everyone, make me an athletics check.
Okay.
18.
19.
10.
I should actually make these for the other two. This dice is fired. It's rolled 3 nat 1s today. Sorry, who you got a 10 as?
It's me.
All right. As you guys are, making your way up these stone steps and getting to a part where there's a significant gap in the walkway, the first people are able to make their way across. But Baz, you find that you can't really keep your hold on the side, and you can either choose between taking damage or taking a level of exhaustion.
Can I thorn whip him?
That's gonna do damage.
I think that depends on whether or not I
mean,
take.
you guys are tied together, so he's not going to fall far.
Remind me what exhaustion does again.
The first level exhaustion will give you disadvantage on ability checks.
I'm gonna take the damage.
All right, go ahead and take 10 damage, 10 bludgeoning damage. As,
Holy fuck!
Should have took the thorn whip. It might have done less.
Ouch!
I mean, regardless, you guys are tied together, so thorn whipping him would just be mean.
Baz, are you okay back there?
Ow!
Oh. Hassan, can you try to
And
mend
actually,
things
I-
as we go?
That's what I suggested.
I think that's a good idea.
How long would
So-
it take?
This is hundreds of feet of pathways to climb.
A minute every 5 feet, I think.
I don't believe we have the capability of patience for that.
Okay.
Also,
Well,
the terror
be-
break can be no longer than 1 foot in any dimension.
Be super
Yeah.
careful then, Baz, okay?
Okay.
Hassan's gonna flick up Baz's sunglasses and look him in the eyes. Does he have a concussion? Sit still. Gets really close.
His eyes are like really, they're an abnormal shade of red, kind of on the pink purple side. Whereas most creatures have like black pupils, his are also a color of some sort.
Any color.
I mean, like, think about like albino rabbits, like the kind of color that their eyes are,
Oh, okay.
where it's like, oh yeah, no, the sun's gonna hurt those eyes for sure.
Flicks the sunglasses down, boops him on the nose.
Speaking of which, what's the sunlight situation here?
It is currently bright out. It's a sunny day for
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
In the afternoon, it'll get darker.
Baz is unhappy.
Baz, you took
Uh,
damage, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Lay on hands.
Thanks.
Yeah.
How
I'll
much,
give
like
you 10.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Um,
that.
Also, when Baz fell, he was tied closely with Racket, and Racket also lost footing and took a little bit of damage too in the fall.
Oh no. Go scrambling down an escarpment, all scraped up.
All right, you continue climbing. About 20 minutes later, everyone make me an acrobatics check as you have to cross a wide gap between wooden walkways.
I'm better at this.
16.
18 again.
15.
Okay. It seems like as you're getting higher up, Azaka is not, enjoying herself at all. And in fact, she loses her balance at one point and starts to kind of fall, but catches herself, and she's going to suffer a level of exhaustion there. Again, it is a lot of like jackknifing paths going up the side of this cliff face. And in fact, at one point, I'm going to say Dasarak flies back down, and it's like, "You guys sure are taking your time to come up. Oh right, you don't have wings, you can't just fly up."
Do you have
Anyway,
anything that could help us up?
I mean, I don't know if I could carry all of you at the same time.
What if
But
there
you-
were multiples of you?
Hold on, let me go check. And he flies off.
Wait, no, you can
Fucking-
at least take Frankie.
Comes back with a mirror. Hey, look, I found a guy.
Found some guys.
Bless.
You're
Two
not gonna
mirrors on either side. There's so many of me.
You're not going to see him again.
Thank you for following over PBJ2.
Yay!
Give them a good bomb.
Some more time passes, and as you're getting higher up, the planks seem to have been a lot more weathered up here. So everyone make me a perception check.
Disadvantage because it's sunny.
Yeah.
Aw, so sad. Hate to see
Just
that.
for you, though. Hey, look at that dice get stoned. Natural 20 for a 23.
Oh yeah.
14.
Well, one of my dice was a natural 20, but I got a 19 instead.
Okay. Cool. Tesh, it seems that you at being the lead of the group, don't have as much time to swat out these rotted bits, and one of them just doesn't support your weight, and you start to fall. So you can either choose to take the damage or a level of exhaustion.
I'll take damage.
Cool. Cool. Oh, only 7 bludgeoning damage.
That's fine.
But at the back of the group, again, Azaka is just having a hard time and also loses her footing and takes another level of exhaustion.
Can you imagine if both of them fell through like they both fall through, but we're all tied together, so it's like equally balanced.
Essentially.
Hello. Azaka, how's it hanging?
Just like kind of gripping at the side of the wall. After about an hour and a half of going up these rickety walkways, you start getting to kind of the base of this collection of buildings on the side of the cliff, and many different little bird heads are poking out of these small living spaces and watching you. And as you get up into kind of the center area, there is what looks like a gathering area. The pathways up here are a lot more stable, because the Aarkokra actually use these. And in this area is a welcoming party. There is a elderly looking Aarkokra, an eagle, dressed in in kind of monastic robes, like many of the other Aarkokra here. There is a teenage-looking human in a feathery cloak, wearing some nice jewelry, and a much younger looking human at her side, and his feathery cloak is kind of designed to look like wings, and he's holding what looks like a mask that has a beak on it in his hands. And the Aarkokra walks forward and embraces Racket in a big hug, and says, "I was so worried you were lost. It's so good to see you, and I cannot thank you adventurers enough for saving my nephew. My name is Ashara, but many of the Aarkokra here refer to me as the teacher, and you all are our honored guests. Dasarek told me your name was RinRin, but I would be honored to know the rest of you."
Teshvael de Valarin, at your service. And he'll give a polite bow.
Yeah, and she'll respond in kind.
Shahal Hassan, but my compatriots call me Hassan.
Like Baz is just like looking off in a different direction, and then he realizes, Baz.
Izaka. Well, it is an absolute honor to meet all of you, and like I said, you are all our honored guests, and I'd be happy to invite you to dinner tonight. In the meantime, I would like to care after my nephew, but please make yourselves at home.
Well, thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you. You know, birds are my favorite things to look after, so don't worry. We won't have any problems. I know tabaxis can be kind of like, aggressive sometimes, but I don't like them. I am from a monastery in the north, and we take care of animals, especially birds, which are my favorite.
Big teeth.
She's going to look at Racket kind of very matronly, and he'll say thank you to you guys, but I have to go. And he will walk off with her. What would you guys like to do?
Is there a bathhouse? It's been so long In this God's forsaken jungle, a bath sounds nice.
Leave
No.
them again if you
Bathhouse
like.
episode.
RinRin, there's a lack of soap when you bathe me.
All right. Sure. Yes, that would be
Sir.
nice.
Could I make medicine checks on my party for altitude sickness?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a medicine check.
Speak that into existence.
24.
Okay. It does not appear anyone is suffering any ill effects right now.
If any of you, if any of you feel any nausea or a bit off, come see me.
Come on, we're not really that high up.
Looks down at like the drop off.
There's like a ring of clouds that you can see before the ground itself.
There is a kind of wash house area. Kind of collects water that's streaming off the top of the plateau. So if you guys would like to go to the washroom, you sure can.
110%.
Bathhouse episode.
Bathhouse
Are there
episode.
separate washrooms?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
The wash house is actually kind of a I wouldn't say ritualistic, but you can tell the Aarkokra go in there and wash themselves before going to the monastery, and Dasrak will explain as much to you. That's what it's mainly used for, but if you guys want to clean up, then you're more than welcome to.
Is the water cold or warm?
Let's go with warm. It's not really that high ups that would the temperature's not so low up here that it would chill the water, and it spends most of the time like at the top of the plateau in the sunlight, and then drizzles down. So it's a nice tepid temperature. On the bottom floor of this bathhouse, and by that it's just a washing area. It's not super roomy. And there's just a few different stalls where the water is just constantly pouring through into a basin and out the bottom. So there isn't a massive amount of privacy here. And by that, I mean there's no privacy.
Oh boy.
And there goes the shirt. There goes the pants.
Yep. I would say, like, if anything, Tesh keeps, like, a tasteful waistcloth on.
Uh-huh.
For sensibility's sake, like, he is in the presence of a lady.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than that, it is just, like, in the buff.
Okay, but I can't believe I'm asking this. Is it like real snake anatomy where it's like hidden or like...
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Why does LB get to decide?
Yeah, why is that?
Because I've done the research, okay?
Okay. You heard it here first, folks. If you become a Yuan-Ti on this channel, know what you're getting into.
Oh my god.
RinRin is like she's going to go to one of the separate basins and kind of have her back to the boys, and she'll kind of be like cleaning herself. So like basically, I mean she's covered in fur, but
Yeah.
there are bits. So she has her tail, and that's kind of mostly covering her bum, and she's just cleaning herself with her back to the boys.
Sure. Basil seat himself so his back is to her as well.
Tesh will ask if you need help washing your back. He's not a monster.
Who? RinRin?
Yeah, he'll ask RinRin. Like, because if you're like, oh, I have to like be protective of myself, like it's okay.
Yeah.
Like you can still cover yourself. Do you need help with your back?
Oh, she would think that was very nice. Yes, no, if just that's yes, please. And she's kind of like just like doing one of these as he does it.
Yeah. He finishes washing RinRin's back and then just asks, could you get mine? There's like this one spot right in the middle that it is
Yes,
impossible
just
to get.
turn around. Okay, just bend down a little bit and turn around and.
Yeah. And like I imagine like Summerwise is still hanging out, but is like swimming in one of the cleaning pools.
Yeah.
She'll
That's
get that spot as she's like holding herself.
I think
Not looking at
Dasrak
his
is
butt.
following you guys around, so he's kind of just like standing in the corner, like
God damn it, GP. God damn it.
Oh, nice. He'll like have some towels ready and like will hold on to your clothes if there's nowhere to like just like move them out of the way. But yeah, he's just hanging around. So what are you guys what are you guys up to in the jungle? I know a lot of people are like exploring ruins or like trying to make a fortune. Is that you guys? That sounds really cool.
Oh
Hassan
no.
will give him a...
I'm searching for no fortune. I'm trying to find the perfect tool to perform my masterpiece with.
Oh, are you an artist?
Yes.
Wow. What would you need to make a masterpiece with then?
Well, for my great work specifically, I have tracked it down to being within the lost city of Omu, which is actually what brings us here. Our dear friend Racket said that you might all be able to help us out in getting there.
Oh, yeah. That's totally something that could happen. I mean, I talked to the teacher about it, though.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I don't go to Omu often, though, because, like, the gargoyles are always, like, trying to get into our stuff. I usually just stay around here.
Gargoyles? That's interesting. Tell me more about that.
Well, I mean, it's just, like, Omu's kind of like this ancient city that's protected from, like, by these big angry gargoyles. They sometimes make their way over here, but we fight them off pretty fine.
I see. Very interesting.
Baz is gonna like turn around and kind of like put his arms up on the side of the spring, and tip his sunglasses up onto his forehead. He's all like, "So, these gargoyles, like, do you just how do you usually take care of them? You know, with that like bow and arrow, swords."
I mean, I'm a spearman myself. Just gotta stab at them a bunch.
Does that work out fine for you, or
I haven't had any problems.
so like yeah, but they don't got like stony skin?
Yeah, but you just hit them hard enough, and then if they like fight back, you get some cool scars like this one.
RinRin looks over her shoulder.
He tips up his sunglasses and kind of gives it a look-see, slips them back down.
I don't think Azaka joins you guys for the bathhouse. I think she finds a nice little area close to the side of a wall and just kind of sits down. You're able to wash yourselves up. That only takes a little bit of time. Anything else you guys want to do?
I'll wash my clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, you wash your clothes too. Yeah, so you take a decent amount of time to pretty much clean up and get yourselves pretty much all
Oh, and we could sun dry them? Fuck
presentable.
RinRin is drying herself off.
Do you happen to have your spear on hand?
It's somewhere around here. Why?
He holds up his sopping wet shirt.
Oh yeah, sorry. I mean, I can just hold it for you.
No, that's a little demeaning.
Well, teacher said I should like take care of you guys.
Yes, but that doesn't make you a servant boy.
Well, I mean, we all pitch in whenever we can.
Spear.
He goes and finds it.
RinRin comes out over in a towel. Well, I feel very refreshed. That was so nice. I haven't taken a bath in a long time, like a water bath.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's just nice to have.
You're so smart, Teshvael.
Well, I thank you.
You
Well,
might
kids
need
didn't
to
like
reconsider
water.
your hygiene.
Do you think I smell? I keep myself very clean. I'm very proud of that. I spend at least 15 minutes cleaning myself before I go to bed.
I mean, a little water doesn't hurt.
Okay.
And soap.
Okay.
There are germs on your tongue as well. You're just spreading them around your fur. HEB, can you clip that?
Gross, don't.
God damn it. RJ. I'm not gonna play RinRin anymore if you keep doing this.
We'll kill her off. We'll do it. We're heartless here.
You guys look very clean. You look very nice. I haven't seen you like this in a while.
It has been a while since I've been able to get cleaned up.
I didn't realize you were so pale, Teshvael.
I am naturally milquetoast in coloration, yes. No, most of any blemishes that you saw were dirt, so I'm glad that I was able to just get out of that. But we've had nice baths, a meal that wasn't just supplementary rations.
Well, the meal is tonight.
We can look forward to
To a meal that's more than
what
just
I was
supplementary
going to
rations.
say.
When you guys depart the bathhouse, you'll actually find Azaka is kind of like doing chores. Like some Aarkokra apparently had come up to her at some point, like handed her broom and started sweeping. And also, when you guys leave the bathhouse, the teenage human is waiting for you. And let's go with Teshvael. She approaches you and says, "You have the pleasure of addressing Princess Mamaxanare. And you are?"
Princess, I'm sorry, what was her name?
Mamaxanare. Which I can spell that out in the chat so that you guys can reference it.
Maybe later tonight I'll walk over to 7-Eleven.
You are in a rare form today, sir. Tesh will does she like extend a hand towards him, or is it like
She like puts out a hand. Like...
He will graciously bow, like kiss the top of it, and say, "Teshvael de Falarin. It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance."
Yes, and it is nice to meet you. You hold yourself like royalty, are you?
Yes, I am of noble house.
That is very interesting to learn.
And what are you, princess?
I am the future queen of Omu.
I see.
All of Chult, in fact. And I'm looking for assistance in that matter.
Well, what kind of assistance? Our travels direct us towards Omu. Perhaps our goals will align.
I find myself in a unique position where my loyal servants, as I'm sure they all are loyal servants of mine, all across Chult, aren't aware of my plight. And a symbol of the nobility that I possess would be very useful in reminding them of who their queen is. That symbol being the skull chalice of... I had this ready.
That's a very
skull
odd
chalice
name.
of... sorry. Chigakuri.
How was that?
There's a lot of fun names in this,
Skull
guys.
Chalice of Chidori, got it.
Shigaku. No, you have to. You're not playing Nadaza.
I rolled a 16. Is she full of shit?
Yeah, no, what is Baz's impression of this lady? Of this young lady?
16 on insight.
Yes, please.
And Baz?
$16.
Oh, okay. Both 16. She seems pretty genuine. I mean, she's talking very condescendingly, but you think that's probably just how she is.
And where might one find the Skull Chalice?
Well, it is an office of... it is a symbol of office for the nobility of Omu, so I assume that it is still there.
I see.
Somewhere.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Princess Muaxinare.
And who
And
are
I
your
would
parents?
like to be addressed as that. My parents died some time ago. I am the
How-
sole heir of Omu. Well, I say sole heir. My brother is the prince, but as soon as I come of age, I will be the queen.
Has had a king before or a queen?
Has where?
She said she was gonna inherit right?
Omu.
No,
Om
Omu.
is south of the Forgotten
Oh,
Realms.
okay.
Yeah.
Like what? Does this sound right in my knowledge of history that they had a monarchy?
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Ulu?
They of Omu. Yeah. The you would know that there was royalty here a while ago, but ever since that city fell, the Forgotten City, I think is how you normally were aware of it as. There hasn't been any monarchy since.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, what's the time frame there?
Hundreds of years, or at least 100 years.
But your family's been in hiding for like hundreds of years?
I wouldn't say in hiding. We're simply biding our time before we take back our throne.
You're going to need an army.
And I'm sure I will find that army as soon as I have a way to spread the news of my plight. I've heard of these holdings elsewhere in the world, and as soon as I can get in contact with them, I'm sure they will readily spare their resources to help me take back my throne.
What is your platform?
Forget about her platform. We need payment. Man.
Well, it's for the good of Cholt, of course.
And the
But how?
platform is nobility.
But like, what are you going to do for the people of Jolt?
That's not a question a king or queen answers to.
Well, yes, but we have the
Thank you.
choice to like put her on the throne, and I feel like if we have a choice, we should ask.
By
Like,
all
what if
means,
she's
the
an
throne
evil
is-
necromancer or something?
The throne is mine.
I mean, it's not. Not now.
I am so sorry, Your Grace.
Baz is like looking in the windows for like guards that are gonna swoop in and grab us at any moment.
What my friend means to ask is that once we have secured you your chalice and you have secured your rightful place in Omu, what then is your goal, your plan?
To return Cholt to its glorious stability. To reach...
To make Cholt great again?
Make Cholt great again. I don't want to say that.
No.
Okay, sorry.
Feels
X-card on that
gross
one.
still.
sorry.
Words have meanings.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But essentially, she wants to return Cholt to its former glory.
What glory, though? Like, that's like a very broad statement. Before I get on board, I want to know.
I mean, surely you've heard of Cholt's glorious history. Its great economic power, its vast armies, the everything that it's surely you've heard of its history.
Have I heard of its history like that?
I mean, you've heard it a while ago. I mean, it
Things
was
were
a pretty
cool.
pretty cool. It was an economic powerhouse. It was a good trading area. I mean, it still is, but just in Port Lansru.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you have a lot of training as far as economics go and all that stuff, yeah?
The teacher has taught me well.
Well, good. Okay.
And one other question. You said that you have a brother.
Yes,
Yes, he was the other little one.
Oh! Oh, that makes much more sense. I actually didn't know who that was.
Oh, all right.
Well, you can be
Not gonna
forgiven
need my
for
savings
not
anytime soon.
knowing of our plights.
Yes, I am not from around here, as it has been described.
But I'm sure we'll talk more of it over dinner.
Oh, of course.
Hassan, as this afternoon is going by, you see a kind of wood and cloth mechanism soaring through the air. It looks like a primitive airplane, but it's kind of small, and it like soars and then like lands, and you see this small human child run over to it and pick it up and then toss it back, like spin up the propeller and then like toss it back out and just watch it soar.
He'll walk over. Now, where did you get something like that?
I made it.
Impressive.
Actually, yeah, no, he says that. Hi, my name's Na. What's your name?
My friends call me Hassan.
That's an interesting name. Look, and he puts on his mask and goes, it says something in Aran, the Aarkokran language, which I don't believe you know. And then laughs and takes the mask off. And he's like, no, I'm just kidding. I actually am a human.
Hassan will give a toothy grin and transform into a giant wolf spider.
Whoa! How did you do that? I think he'll fawn over your ability to change shape for a little bit.
Can I take like two what are they called? Two leggies, put them on my back, just walk around.
Like have him ride you around.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You guys can spend the rest of the day either relaxing or meeting other Aarkokra. They are all very friendly, though they seem to have a very simple lifestyle of cleaning, of repairing things, and of either hunting, fishing, or gathering crops. But they'll have to leave for that, so you don't really see that. But if you guys are around as they're trying to clean something, they'll ask if you want to help.
I think RinRin gets caught up in this, and she's gone for a while because like it's just the next thing. Like she just goes back to what she knows, which is exactly this.
Is exactly this.
Yeah. And she's just gone for like a couple hours. So she comes back and she's like, well, I fixed the sewage system.
If anybody tells Baz to do something with any amount of authority in their voice, he winds up doing it before realizing that he is.
Okay.
I think Tesh is just like wandering around.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll help out if people ask, but as soon as the job's done, he's more just like taking in the sights. Like this is a moment of respite throughout this entire fucking jungle. He's gonna soak this in. He's having a good time.
Are there any sick people?
It seems like the population here is actually very healthy. I'm sorry, Dr. Hassan. There is no one that needs your assistance.
There's no one that needs my. Would you like water?
Make sure you're drinking plenty of water each day.
8 glasses to stay hydrated.
The rest of the day passes, and you are met again by Ashara and a couple of monks. They have paint on their beaks that look like mazes, and they will lead you up through the bathhouse to the monastery. The monastery itself is kind of impressive. When you walk in, it's like 60 feet tall, and an open doorway out over the jungle. And on the floor is this maze-like carving, a symbol of Ubteo that you guys have seen quite a bit now in the jungle. And in a back room is a pretty sizable dining area. It's a table that can fit like up to 20 people. The chairs that they use don't have backs to accommodate their wings. And you are invited to sit and dine. At the head of the table is Ashara. Sitting next to her is Racket. Across from him is Princess Mwaxanare and her brother, and then you guys. And Ashara will say, as you guys are finishing up dinner, so Racket informs me that you wish for me to perform the Dance of the Seven Winds for you, so you can travel to Omu.
That would be quite preferable, yes.
I would be happy to oblige. Unfortunately, a key ingredient for the ritual can only be found in Nangalore. I don't allow my flock to go there, but if you were to travel there, I can tell you where it's at. She'll inform you that Nangalore, or the Garden of Lost Dreams, resides about 2 days' journey to the south of here along the river. It is populated by Ebly, which is, she'll explain, are these very these sentient cranes, essentially, like Aarkokra, but they are quite evil.
They don't lift you up in the air and then drop you, do they?
No, but they're...
How high up in the air do they live? Exactly how precarious is their perch, ma'am?
They reside in the swamps, and that is where Nangalore is located.
Swamps are never good.
Right, okay.
And
So,
what is this
drowning.
key ingredient?
It is a black orchid.
Ah, now there's something.
Aside from the sentient cranes, what else do we have to look out for while we're inside this swamp of dreams?
Nangalore is... there's quite a history about it. It is said that a ancient queen of Amu, after making a unholy pact, was exiled there. The gardens overflow with all sorts of unique wildlife. And like I said, the Ebly there are guarded fiercely.
How far away is Owu from here?
Omu is...
Omu. I'm
is
gonna keep calling it Owu.
I know. It is about 200 miles. So traveling through the jungle would be like 15 days. Or, I mean,
20 days.
roundabout.
Do like...
Yeah, 20 days if you're doing 10 miles a day.
Oh.
However, with a flying speed, For the low price of completing this quest, getting a flying speed, you can do it in just about 3 days.
I want to fly, RinRin. I want to know what it's like. Summerwise can do it. Why can't I?
It's because you don't believe hard enough.
That is the most untrue statement you have ever said in your entire existence of me knowing you.
There's a cheeky smile.
Pixie dust, right?
Oh, you've
You're
read the
doing it,
story
Peter.
too, then.
But what do you have that can make us travel for like flying for like more than a day?
I'm sorry?
Is
A
it a spell
ritual.
that you're doing that's going to make us be able to fly for more than a day?
It's a ritual. The ritual gives you her wings, essentially. And it will last for 3 days, which is just enough time to make it to Omu.
It's so convenient.
It's so convenient. It's like it's written in module.
Do these crane folk have any immunities that we need to worry about?
Great question. Where's my mouse?
Yeah, they don't want to have to go kill more things to go to save more people.
Think of it this way, RinRin. They are evil.
Wild speculation. They're not like werefolk, are they?
What
No.
does that mean?
You know, like
No, I know what werefolk are, but like the werefolk aren't evil.
I mean,
I believe this is independent of my statement.
it's not exactly what I was implying. Far be it from me to attach alignment to species.
RinRin's probably also familiar with Ebly. They are thought to be reincarnations of evil humans who were punished by gods for acts of larceny and kidnapping.
It's a very dangerous place, guys.
They're intelligent cranes, about
We
8
are
feet
in
tall.
Jolt.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's like dangerous and then there's like dangerous.
From
Like
what the
there's like a
teacher-
T-Rex and then there's like little like leaf eaters.
From what the teacher was saying, these crane people can't throw us off precipices, so... Well, they don't have a penchant for it.
That's not their MO.
It's a tad
Yes, but
safer
they can still
than a
pick your
terrifying.
eyes out.
Evidently, their MO is kidnapping.
I know we have to do it, but I don't want to do it.
Why not?
Because it's just another thing we have to do to get where we're trying to go. We've been on this mission for a long time, and I just want to help my friend so she doesn't die.
Well, it's going to take less time to go down
Yes.
there and do that.
Do you want to
Needs
spend
just
5
coffee.
days doing this, or 20 days trekking through Danger Zone?
I just want to be there.
I
We'll get there.
understand, RinRin. It's okay. We'll be there soon.
But
Soon-
what is after a woo?
Nothing. Well, then we go beneath Uwu. Right? Isn't that what we've been told?
And then what? We have to do like 5 more missions before we can get the thing we want?
No.
Isn't the item in Omu?
Right, but like
That's the
maybe
end
it's
goal.
behind like a big puzzle wall that we have to take 3 days to figure out because we have to go to a different place to find the special water that's in the special plant that we have to go and we have to pick and kill a bunch of things to find.
Then so be it. If you want it done, we'll get it done. But you need patience, RinRin.
RinRin, I have a serious question for you. Which do you care more about? Just getting it done for the sake of getting it done, or making sure that your friend is okay? The only way that we can make sure that your friend is okay is by being litigious, by making sure we check every box that we possibly can in order to get the thing done that will help your friend. If we miss even one box in this checklist, something adverse might end up happening, which would put us in a disadvantageous situation. So, you care about your friend. That's easy to see. So in return for our help, we just ask for a little bit of patience.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
It's no worries.
She leans over to Baz. What is Letitious?
I have no idea.
Okay. The rest of it made sense. I didn't know what it meant, but
I googled it, and evidently it means like overly prone to go to law, like to seek law.
It's a
I think
clerical term.
meticulous.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you are being litigious about something, you are addressing it like a lawyer would a standard agreement, covering every base.
Gotcha.
that makes sense. You're very smart, Teshvael. And I'm very thankful that you are on this trip with us.
I'm glad I'm here as well. Now, we know what we must do, which is to go to this Garden of Lost Dreams. That's a very ominous name, by the way. Is there something about that we should possibly know about before we start our trek there?
Does it have to do with the evil queen?
Is it like a pollen from a flower that makes us relive our deepest, darkest fears, or
Hey, DM,
something?
Can I make a history check about that?
Sure, you can make a history check about that.
Why
In
exactly?
relation to Dendar?
Yes. You can make that check.
Why exactly your people not allowed to go down there? Just the crane people?
I mean, she explains that, it's her responsibility to keep everybody safe. And when she says that, she kind of side eyes Racket, who has been the entire dinner a lot, I would say, suspiciously quiet, but hasn't been signing anything. Looks like he was reprimanded. But no, she just explains that she wants to keep the Aarkokra safe, and that place has a dark energy about it. 19. Nothing in relation to Dendar. I don't think. But hold on one sec.
It was in the pamphlet.
In that pamphlet that they give you in Port Nansu about, like, hey, go check out the Garden of Lost Dreams. 19, eh? I will say that you heard the story of this queen. Her name was Zalkor. Zalkore. And that's essentially the same thing that Ashara had told you, that she made a dark deal. The garden was originally called the Hanging Garden of Dreams, but when she was exiled there, it changed the name.
What are the odds that this queen is still around?
I give it like 2 to 1.
So that's a yes or no then.
No, that'd be 1 to 1.
So it's 2
Ratios.
yeses to a no?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Prop stats wasn't my strong suit.
It sounds a lot like
66%.
How
Got
hard
it.
is it going to be for me to convince you guys to go down there at night?
Not very.
Do we have any other choice?
I mean, obviously, but it's not the best choice for me.
Do we have any other choice that makes it so that you aren't impaired?
No.
from your DM. No.
What about a comically large hat Would that block out the sun enough for Bass?
What about like
A big sun
mad-
hat.
magic item level goggles?
What if?
Yeah, you know, like
Like what if
Goggles
like,
of night seeing, but it literally just
Yes.
makes things
goggles
darker.
of day seeing?
Those are sunglasses, guys.
I've already got those. They're just not magical.
What if Baz doesn't use his rifle, right?
Mhm.
If he keeps it on his shoulder and we stick a giant umbrella in the barrel,
A parasol?
like a parasol.
Previously, when I've had light sensitive characters in games, I let them get away with wearing sunglasses, but I wanted to make Danae suffer. So
This is for all the way back in 4th edition, when I put a vampire out in the desert. It's fine.
vampire had to suck my blood constantly. It was great.
And I later killed him.
Sexy.
My brother-in-law.
Also, during the conversations that you're having over dinner, it seems a lot like Princess Mwaxanare like individually tries to flirt with each of you.
Oh God!
Okay, let's play this out.
You said she's a
Go down the line.
teenager? Like a
How old
late
is she?
teen?
A late teen.
Okay, cool.
Like
It's a little bit
totally
better.
legal, right?
I mean, the book says she's 17.
Oh.
But-
It's a different time, guys. It's a different time.
Doesn't make
You
it
can
better.
make her whatever age you want.
Tyler, you're the DM. You can decide that she's 57 if you want.
Yes, this late teenager and her
This late
57s.
57-year-old teen. Well, she's not an elf, so that doesn't work.
Make her whatever age makes this less uncomfortable.
LB, stop destroying her. All right. Well, if we want to make this less uncomfortable, we can say she is 18, and that makes it almost 1% better. But before we go into that, I'm gonna have to go on an early break.
I'm cool with
To
that.
compose yourself.
That's
Just to-
totally fine. We are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon! And we're back! Hello, everybody. We returned from our break. Tyler, take us away.
So, like we were discussing at this dinner party, Princess Mwaxanare, the very obviously 18-year-old human, she starts chatting with Teshvael. You know, once you retrieve the skull chalice for me, I'll need a king. You obviously hold yourself very well.
I am flattered that you would think of me as such, but my whole purpose for travel has been to win the heart of someone I'm very affectionate towards. To shift that goal mid-journey would almost seem disingenuous, so I don't want to lead you on. I do appreciate it. I am over 10 times older than you.
I hear experience is better.
With that, you are not wrong, but I cannot help but look at you as a child, and for that I do apologize.
Well, I don't know many people who would scoff at the idea of being the king, but, you know, maybe it doesn't have to be a king. In fact, maybe a queen would be even better. Another one. Especially someone already familiar with Chult, a native, even. She looks over to RinRin.
Oh, I'm quite sure. Rin, I feel like you might have better chances with... And he says this kind of quietly. You'd have better chances with Baz. They don't know how to respond to pressure. when it's applied by a woman in power, you can use that if you would like. As a king, I might have too much attention, but if you find yourself in need of an advisor, I'm here for you, your liege.
Well, I will remember this. So, Mr. Baz,
Huh? What?
tell us more about yourself.
What is this? What's going on?
I'm just curious. What are your interests? Where are you from?
The Underdark?
And how are you finding your time in Chult?
Dangerous.
Well, it is quite an interesting place. Beautiful even, right?
Can be.
Sorry.
I filled that way too full.
It's literally
Surface
overflowing.
tension.
Baz is literally like flattened against the wall talking to her.
What are your thoughts on royalty? Ever thought of being one yourself?
He jumps out a window.
Like comedically or actually?
Well, I mean, like, hopefully not a cliff-facing window.
Well, there are only cliff-facing windows.
Then he jumps out the window and, like, holds on to it on the other side.
Are you literally having Baz just like, okay, bye, and...
Yeah, no, literally, as soon as he realizes he's being flirted with, his first instinct is to run.
Moxonari is going to laugh heartily at this. However, Racket is going to look at her kind of in disgust, sign, it was nice having dinner with you. Thank you, teacher for dinner, and storm out of the room.
Tesh will go over to the window where Baz is hanging out and he'll like look towards the princess and mouth, he'll come around to it. And then we'll go and offer Baz help back up if Baz will take it.
I think that Baz didn't entirely realize that this was a cliff-facing window, and so, like, the last second scrambled and held on. So he will sheepishly climb back in. Ma'am? Then zoop. Tiny
Zoop.
stepped walk out of the room.
Okay. He's a funny fellow, isn't he? How about yourself, Hassan? I know there are many native Wanti here, but you're not native.
No,
What do you think of Chult?
Do you want the honest opinion or something that'll make you...
You
think
should always
better?
be honest with the royalty.
I am city-born myself, so it's a bit of a hellscape for me. Giant insectoids and dinosaurs.
And from what city do you hail?
City of Waterdeep.
Ah, I've heard it's rather nice there.
Depending on where you live, anyway.
Oh,
I
wow.
wasn't born a noble, but I did manage to scrape by. Got into school.
Thank you for following, gentlemen, Joe Gaff, and for the raid from
Thank
Party
you for the
Life
raid.
Games.
Nice.
I don't have any kittens.
Hey. You guys are getting really good at those gongs.
We have enough. We have enough excuse to do it. We're getting a lot of
Nice.
practice.
I like it. Have you ever thought of... I know you said you didn't grow up royal, but have you ever thought of how wondrous it would be to be a king?
I don't want to navigate any political circles. I just wish to do my work.
And what is your work?
I'm a doctor by trade.
Interesting. Have you healed many?
You could say that.
Your skills could be well used in my court.
Well, once I'm finished with what I need done here in Schultz, maybe I'll take that offer up.
And what of you, Lady RinRin?
I'm not a lady. I mean, I am a lady, but I'm not like I don't have any titles.
No matter. You're a native, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not from here. I'm from like north.
From the temple in Hisari, right?
Yes.
Yes, I've met with several of the Khajiit. Oh wow, I was going to say Khajiit. I've been playing Skyrim too much. Several of the Tabaxi from there.
Really?
They're all
That's cool.
fine people and are welcome in my courts.
Well, cool. That'd be fun, I guess, if you get your crown and stuff to go be in the court and see the court and stuff.
What about you? Wouldn't you like to be part of the courts?
Oh, that sounds like a lot of work. So I'm more like a punchy person. Bodyguard.
Ah, you don't never thought about just sitting back and relaxing and enjoying the company of another?
No, I have not done a lot of relaxing, going up in the monastery and like then I was out like wandering for a while. Then I went up and I found Hassan, and then no, I haven't done much relaxing at all. That would be nice to just kind of just chill for a little bit. Once all this is handled and there's no like death curse anymore.
Right. Well, you are very pretty.
Oh, thank you. I just had the bath today.
I think you'd make an excellent addition to my court.
I don't know if I have any qualifications for that. Like,
Well, I've already listed one.
That I had the bath.
That you're very pretty.
Is that all it takes to be royalty?
Tesh nods from the corner.
Nods emphatically from the corner.
Gives the like thumbs up, like, yeah.
But that would be really cool. I could wear like a pretty dress. Could I still like practice fighting and stuff?
Of course.
Oh. I might take you up on that once all this stuff is over, if Hassan wants to go.
She'll wink.
RinRin like doesn't understand and like winks back.
The signals are not connecting.
No. She's like, gosh, I like this girl a lot more now that she's not being a brat. Yeah.
Excellent. Baz, you leave, and you actually find Racket is just sitting on the edge of one of the walkways, just kind of staring off into the distance.
Basil, like, come around so that he catches him in his periph.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to startle him. To be like, you okay?
And he heaves a big sigh. I'm tired of everyone treating me like a child. The teacher's being nice and everything, and I think she expects great things out of me, but she keeps babying me. You see, I went out. He signs pretty quickly and then remembers that you're not as practice, and he slows down. The truth is, I wasn't supposed to leave when I got attacked by the Terrafolk. I was just supposed to stay here and stay safe, but I don't want to do that anymore. I want to see the world.
What were you doing?
Just exploring.
It is very dangerous out there.
Well, I can take care of myself.
Clearly, he says, and he like kind of thumps his wing a little bit.
Stop.
Listen. I understand you want to prove yourself and show everybody that you're a big bird, but it really is dangerous out there. Like, I've almost died several times. One of our people have already died and got teared apart by little lizard chickens.
You mean velociraptors?
Yeah, lizard chickens. The thing is that he says it in sign language.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You mean velociraptor? Like, I imagine he actually starts spelling
like
it.
spells out velociraptor.
Yeah, and like Baz just kind of like ignores that. By all means, go out there and have your adventures, but put together an adventuring party first.
Would you adventure with me?
Kind of got this thing that I'm doing right now. But if I survive, sure.
I think that'd be fun. Please do survive.
Yeah, no promises, honestly. But don't wait up for me.
He sighs. Can you believe the princess in there? She always does this.
Are they not just visiting? Do they live here?
They're wards of teacher. She's keeping them safe until they can reclaim their throne. Who knows if that'll happen?
So she's always so forward.
That's an understatement. Yeah, and it really got to me, when she was flirting with you.
Why?
He like puts his hand in his head in his hands. Well, I like you, Baz.
I like you too, Racket. Oh! Oh, okay. You can do that? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I mean, okay, but there's another thing. Oof. Emotions. Oh. I'm gonna repeat myself, Racket. Don't wait up for me.
Well, try and live for me.
Okay.
I think he's gonna like lean over and hug you now.
Like fluff his feathers, and like he just gets this really concerned look on his face, like, oh shit, somebody likes me. I don't know what to do with this.
Oh my emotions.
Yeah, like whoa. I think he's trying to come to terms with the fact that like somebody else would be hurt other than him if he died.
Oh, poor guy. Cool. Well, from here, you guys can spend the night at Kirsabal. Yes.
If we're gonna spend the night here,
Yeah.
do we all get our own rooms, or like, does RinRin get her own room?
There are essentially a lot of the different of families or nests have spare room available. Ooh, boy, sorry. Nothing super private though.
Right. Can RinRin sneak away?
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Oh, boy. Oh, that's a really good stealth, I guess. I forgot about that. That's a natural 20 for a 27.
Oh boy, you are a very stealthy cat. Where are you going?
I am going to go indulge myself because
Okay.
it's close enough and we have a safe spot and yeah.
Okay. Just down in the forest somewhere or up top?
Wherever.
Okay then. Yeah, you're able to do this.
Solid.
Roll me a survival check.
13.
Cool. We can discuss the effects of this later, but
Cool.
You indulge yourself.
Solid.
So Tesh was going to look for RinRin.
Oh boy.
Well,
I kind of want him to find her.
sir, what is? I guess you'd have to roll a perception check to find her.
Well, it's a 27 because somebody rolled a nat 20 on their stealth. So Tesh is just like, he has his sketch pad and his pencil. That is a 17. 10 less than what you got.
10 less than what is necessary.
Do I have to sneak back?
Yes.
Tesh is just like going around to different rooms like, have you seen RinRin?
17 on the sneak back.
Okay. How fastidious are you on your way back?
Probably not. Well, probably not very because she has indulged herself, so she's like, not. She doesn't have the wherewithal.
Teshvael, it is late in the night and or very early in the morning. You've probably already taken your trance and are looking around for RinRin. And you find her coming back up on that path that you guys had taken.
I'll meet RinRin at the top. It's
She
awful
looks-
dangerous to go all the way down there by yourself, especially without telling
Teshvael.
anyone.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to keep you up. Did I worry you?
If we were in any other setting, there would be no worry. But the fact that there are dangers down below does cause me some distress when you go unaccounted for.
But I grew up in the jungle, and it's like, I'm fine.
And I grew up in a court of nobility, but when a noble goes missing, there is still a great deal of concern that is had.
But I'm fine. See, look at me.
And how do you look?
I look
Describe-
fine.
Okay.
Maybe a little disheveled, but nothing is amiss or stained or anything.
She does look disheveled.
Well, if that is the case,
Probably pretty drunk.
would you mind if I were to draw you? Just a bust, shoulders up is what I'm meaning.
Okay, I'll try to sit still for you, but I might not do too well.
Well, that's fine. In case anything ends up happening, I enjoy the thought of a one-on-one conversation that would lead to a good picture of you.
Okay. You want to talk to me?
Yes.
Okay.
And he will lead her to it's a little secluded, like there's not like people everywhere. It's late at night / early morning, but it's still
Yeah.
like, hey, you know, like, you seem a little tipsy.
Yeah.
If that's the case, maybe, you know, like, let's go away from where people might get woken up by a drunk person laughing.
Yeah.
And he will sit her down and he'll just start asking her questions.
Okay.
So, this is the second time since I've known you that you have gone off on your own and come back a little, well, disheveled. Is this something you do often?
She starts pulling at her stuff to try and like make her look less disheveled. Not often, just every once. You know, everyone has to like let go every once in a while, and I get one night off a month, and so I decided to take it now because like otherwise it'd be like, you know, it's just work all the time.
Oh, an artist's work is never done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that all that you do when you go out? Is just drink a lot and enjoy
Yeah,
the
I drink a
treetops?
lot.
Do you do anything else while you're out there?
Well, I usually clean myself after I drink because, you know, sometimes you can just get messy and get it all over yourself.
Oh, yes, I'm very well aware.
But no, I just taken my, like, you know, my what's this the word when it's something that you like really like. I mean, addiction is a strong word, but like
You
the things
indulge.
I'd indulge, yes, in, you know, different libations, anything that I can find and get my hands on.
Well, that's awfully pleasant.
Mm.
RinRin, you have been a delightful companion throughout this journey. And
You know, Teshvael, I think you're very handsome, and I'm so happy that you're with us, and just like you're like one of my best friends, and I'm so glad that you're with us.
I'm so happy that you feel that way. I also feel like you are one of my closest friends, somebody I can talk to with ease.
Good.
And that's actually one of the reasons why I was looking for you. I was wondering if you could possibly enlighten me on a subject.
Okay.
I have noticed, and as he begins speaking, you see that, like, he normally has a very almost arid personality, or almost airy personality, but he seems to get a little bit more serious, and he says, I've noticed that when we are in combat, that every once in a while, when you attack something, and that thing ceases to be, that there are threads almost that extend from that thing to you.
Mm. Yes, that happens sometimes. It's like it's part of my training, and I basically just like suck the life force out of them and then bring it into my body.
And when you say that, Tesh has like the always closed eyes character trait. You see that his eyes actually open up when you say this, and they just look like a matte green texture. And there's a little bit of a glow that seems to come from his dragon mark as you're talking about it, and he kind of like tilts his head a little bit down and says, now, is this something that you could possibly train others to do?
I don't know. That'd be pretty difficult. I'm not a teacher.
Well, given enough time, anyone can teach what they know.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true. I mean, I don't. It's like a magic thing that I mean, I could probably try to teach you, but it'd take a while.
RinRin, I have nothing but time.
Me too.
In my home, my house, among others, are ruled by an undying court. A group of undead who
What kind of undead?
Well, they're known as liches.
Oh.
Yes. Liches and ghosts and terrible folk.
Mm-hmm.
And they have lived for a very, very long time. And when I see you out there, and you slay an enemy and you get that little bit of life back, it makes me wonder if that's something eventually maybe I could also do. Now, RinRin,
Yes.
I have another question for you.
Okay.
Say you shot someone with a bow.
Okay.
Would you gain that same thread from hitting somebody with that bow, with that arrow? Or does it have to be something that you have directly in your hands, like claws or a rapier or something else?
Well, I have to be very close to it. If it's like, I mean, I can hit it with something, but it has to be like, she kind of like backs up a little bit from him and like puts 5 feet between them, and she's this close to them for it to happen.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's very interesting.
Hmm.
Now, RinRin, you have been very helpful in telling me about this. So do you mind if I tell you something?
I'd love to hear more about you.
Oh, it's not actually about me. It's somebody that we both care about rather deeply.
Oh. Is it Hassan? Because I care about him a lot.
No, it's not Hassan.
Oh, okay.
Did you know? And Tesh will flip through his sketchbook. And we'll hold up the picture of Baz and RinRin sitting on the hand of the statue. There is a slight alteration that has actually been done to this picture. When it was initially done, it was RinRin looking dead-faced at Baz while Baz talked about spiders. RinRin's expression has actually been changed to have more of like a happy demeanor. And like she's showing much more interest in what Baz is saying than what had initially happened. Did you know that Baz actually is quite affectionate towards you?
But like, in what way? I mean, I know he likes me. He's a nice guy.
And Tesh will flip open to a new page in his sketchbook and draw a picture of two basic figures smooching, and then we'll show it. He likes you in a way where he would be wrought with despair if anything happened to you.
You mean he likes me?
Tesh's expression then changes back to the casual, friendly expression that he typically has. Well, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
He's been very affirmative towards you during our adventures and during our watches together. I may have been playing matchmaker a little bit, I will admit.
But what about Hassan?
Oh, what about Hassan?
Well, I mean, you might not have noticed, but I'm kind of sweet on him.
I have noticed that you are sweet on Hassan, and I have noticed that Hassan does indeed give you a little bit of leeway. But he is also your employer.
Yeah.
Which makes things very difficult for me to parse, because I don't know what is him being affectionate towards you and what is him being understanding as an employer.
So you don't think he likes me?
I think he likes you, but I think he likes you as maybe just a friend.
I was hoping he liked me.
And who wouldn't, RinRin? You are an absolute delight. A true gem amongst this jungle.
Oh, you know, I'm not really. I mean, I'm nice and I like that, but I think this jungle is more like me than I like to say.
And what makes you say that, RinRin?
Because I'm not always nice. I'm like, sometimes I can't help myself and I'm just mean. And she kind of stops and like,
RinRin, do you think that I'm nice all the time?
I think you're nice all the time.
I'm nice to people that I care about. I'm nice to some people that I probably shouldn't give the time of day to.
So it's okay to not be nice sometimes?
Yes. It is perfectly acceptable to not be nice all the time.
Okay.
You just need to stay true to who you are.
I don't want to be true to who I really am. But
why is that?
Because that's not always. Because the person that I really am isn't nice at all.
That's understandable. But is that the person you feel like you are, or is that the person that you're trying to be?
That's the person that I really am, not the person I'm trying to be.
Do you want to be the person who's nice to everyone?
I do. I want to be nice to everyone.
Then with enough time and effort, I believe that you have the capability of doing so.
Well, time and effort is one thing, but yes, I can, yes. I mean, right now, the way I am, I can do that. Definitely. Just don't let me die, okay?
RinRin,
That would be bad.
I will do everything in Kyber's power to keep you alive.
Okay.
Now, you seem like you are awfully tired.
I don't need to sleep. I just pretend.
And Tesh pauses. He's going to use Divine Sense.
Sorry, I was muted there for a second.
That's okay.
What you sense is, in fact, nothing. Hold on, let me find the exact phrasing I used. Yep. Under the scrutiny of divine sense, you appear as nothing.
Well, I haven't slept in over 200 years, RinRin, and I am doing fine. I'm sure you're doing fine as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's find you somewhere comfy and cozy.
Okay. Yeah, my stomach's getting a little like wool.
You should probably have some bread or something to soak up whatever it was that you drank down there.
Bread is gross.
Now, what would you prefer instead?
I'm okay. I'll be fine. I just need to let it digest.
All right. He'll use 5 points of lay on hands to neutralize the poison in RinRin.
Okay.
So if you're feeling drunk, guess who's sober?
Do I?
No, I don't think you do.
Okay.
I don't think it has an effect.
Tesh will make note of this.
That was really warm when you touched me just now. Are you really warm-blooded?
Not usually.
Well, thank you for talking to me, Teshvael. I really appreciate it. It's nice to talk to someone about stuff, like life stuff sometimes.
If you are ever in a situation where you don't feel like you have anyone to talk to, Summerwise and I are right here.
Thank you.
You are a dear friend.
Should I do anything about Baz? Should I talk to him? It seems like when I talk to him like that, it doesn't really work out well.
I would say that you should go forward knowing the way that Baz feels about you. I don't think that he is the kind of individual who would necessarily do anything based on those feelings. But he is fond of you. And it's just something to think about.
Okay. I'm going to go lay down now because I feel like I need to lay down.
Yes, get some rest. It would do you well.
Okay. Good night, Teshvael.
Good night, RinRin.
Good night, my pseudo friend.
Summerwise, just like...
Yeah. All right. How about that? The next morning, do you guys want to head out?
Yeah. Tesh
Okay.
has his full gear on. Is ready to go.
Baz,
RinRin looks
Hassan.
very hungover.
Baz, Hassan,
Water
anything else
skin.
from the night before?
I think Hassan will try and find a private place. If not, get like a panel curtain to cover him.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 candles, light them. He's gonna pray.
Okay. How do your prayers go?
Religion check.
Yeah.
We're going somewhere very dangerous, and if I'm doing these rituals correctly, I hope that I can contact you for a bit more of aid where you can. 25.
Okay. I don't think you get any immediate or audible response, but you do get a feeling that you're being watched.
Usually when he smiles, it's a sort of snarky way, but it's a very pleased smile this time.
Good. Baz?
Not long after getting hugged by Racket, he would have extricated himself and found himself somewhere different.
Okay.
He can't handle that much emotion at once, so he had to go and cool down somewhere.
Cool. And just spend the night there.
Yeah, and then things are kind of awkward afterwards.
Don't you mean Hawkward?
He's an eagle. You guys, the next morning, say your goodbyes. Ashara wishes you luck, and are able to climb down the cliff face. Everyone make an athletics check. I'm sure you guys do the same amount of preparation.
So these are Aarkokra monks, right?
Yeah,
They're birds of prayer.
they are in fact birds of prey.
Got a 17 on that athletics check.
Samesies.
13.
Azaka is actually going to make that check too. You guys are finding it easier going down than going up. And actually, while you are leaving, you see Dasarak swooping around with like wood planks, trying to make some hasty repairs to make it easier for you guys. You descend, and it is 2 days' journey to Nangalore from here. You are traveling kind of along the river Alung, and as you are going, you leave kind of the mountains behind, go back into the jungle, and then it starts to get kind of marshy. After the first day, you don't really encounter too many problems, but as the second day goes on, you're actually finding it a lot more difficult to traverse, and are starting to get to the point where you're basically trudging through like a couple of inches of water and then some more, and it turns very swampy. And in the middle of the second day, as you are kind of trudging through this marshy water, you see in the distance at least a dozen humanoid figures crouched over something. And as you look harder, oh, sorry, Baz, if you want to roll your stealths, go ahead.
It's not a bad idea. Baz has a stealth. It's a 24.
Cool. As you get closer, you see that this dozen humanoids are crouched over a decaying body, and they are passing around limbs and digging into them.
That doesn't seem good. Baz is gonna do some reconnaissance there.
Okay. Cool. You stealth up, get closer. It is a bunch of Cholton humans, but they have painted blue triangles on their foreheads, and they are eating a zombie.
They're eating a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to cast Pass Without Trace.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody that is within 30 feet of me has +10 to stealth.
You have that?
Yeah, Mark of Shadow
Nice.
Elf.
Oh, okay.
You do now.
That's
Everyone
awesome.
roll stealth check.
Oh boy.
Not Baz.
Pass Without Trace is really good.
Pass Without Trace is
26.
eat your
Good thing you did
fucking
that pass
heart
without a
out,
trace
Basil.
too.
What?
32. Natural
Modified 20.
Technically, mine's a 34. I get Pass Without Trace too. It's fun.
And even Azaka rolls an 8, but luckily Pass Without a Trace makes that an 18.
Nice.
You are able to skirt around these huddled cannibals as they devour some leftover zombie meat. Yum.
And fireball. When we're far enough away, we're out of earshot. Hassan will turn to RinRin. Do you remember any Cholton humans who like to cannibalize the dead?
Do I remember anything about cannibal humans that like to cannibalize the dead?
I mean, you probably heard as much that there are cannibals that exist in the jungles.
There's,
I don't think you've
yes.
ever run into them.
I've never seen them before, but they are very scary, and I heard like tales when I was a child about them. Like, don't wander off, or the cannibals will get you. Ah!
All right.
But I don't know why they're eating a zombie. Maybe they desire live flesh.
Hassan, you recognize that triangle that they have painted on their foreheads as the symbol that marked the letter that was sent about you.
They might be controlled by the Yuan Ti here.
That would be even worse.
Let's keep an eye out then.
Okay.
Ooh, boy. You guys continue trudging through the marshy waters of the river along, and in fact, it starts to get kind of difficult. The water's up about to your knees, and that night, how are you guys planning on resting?
In a tree, maybe.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of trees around. It is the jungle is still everywhere. It just seems like the river doesn't adhere to its banks.
Like,
If we can get a little bit highland, Hassan will start casting Destroy Water.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So get a little an area of a little bit higher elevation, just so that you can be a little bit more dry.
Mhm.
And then Hassan's the only one that sleeps, right?
Trance.
Trance. Azaka sleeps. RinRin sleeps, as we all heard.
I think before bed that night, though, I think RinRin will walk over to Teshvael as Hassan is getting into bed and just say, "Hey, I just wanted to apologize for the other night. Like, I'm sorry, I was very drunk and I don't know what I said, and I don't, I just thought I hope I didn't say anything embarrassing or something like that."
Nothing embarrassing. You just said that you're working on being a better person, and I respect that.
Oh, good. Because I like being a good person. I try to be a good person.
It has
But,
its
yeah, no.
benefits, surely.
Well, I just wanted to apologize. I didn't know what I said. I wasn't expecting anyone to meet me on my way back in. So
Well, if you ever need company or a guardian for any of your adventures.
no, I don't get much time alone. So I usually like to be alone.
That's understandable. You could always have Summerwise go with you if you'd like.
That we might be able to do. We'll see. I have a whole month until I have to I want to do that again. So.
Of course.
All right. Well, good night. I'm going to go to sleep.
Enjoy your rest. Pleasant dreams.
Before Hassan goes to sleep, he'll appear suddenly in front of Baz.
Ah! Oh! Ah! People usually can't get the drop on me like that. I was actually looking for you.
I was looking for you as well.
Alright. You go first.
He'll go into his vest and pull out 3 vials of poison.
Oh, ooh, gimme.
What's the magic word?
I'm absolutely useless.
You're
No?
not useless. You make a good meat shield. And he'll hand Baz the 3 poison vials.
Imagine he tosses them over and he jumbles them a little bit.
He'll
And
hand That is lab equipment. You do not toss lab equipment.
Okay, you hand it to him and then he almost drops them.
Yeah.
And kind of flips them up and they're between his fingers and he's all like, hey.
I haven't had time to actually milk myself, but
What?
I'd like to see what my poisons do to people.
I mean,
He'll pull back a lip for the fangies.
nice. Alright, I appreciate that you thought of me. Whilst you were milking yourself.
Oh, Baz, I think of you often.
Speaking of which,
Very weird segue, but sure.
I don't know if Tesh told you, but recently came across somebody I know here in the jungle.
Oh.
Yeah, my sister Ginny. Don't know what the hell she's doing here. Actually, I do. I digress. Hassan, I see you something of as of an employer, something close to that. So, just full disclosure here. She's a member of the Zentarum, and she has it out for me a little bit.
You tell her, did we ever work out the history?
We didn't, but on the fly, what would you like?
You said your sister's name is Ginny.
Yeah, Ginny Dinniwin.
He'll smile, and she's a Zent.
Yeah? Oh, you motherfucker. Okay. What? Why? What do you ask? Have you heard of her?
I might have come into contact with her once or twice.
Well, she's not very good at her job, then. She's supposed to be on the down low.
Well, when you run in certain circles, you are bound to bump into one another.
He's like, covert operations isn't really in her vocabulary. And when he says vocabulary, he does the hip, the bodacious hip movement, bow, bow.
I'm very well aware of that.
Anyway, he's not picking up on these context clues at all.
We banged, Baz.
You don't say that.
No, I don't say that. It'd be interesting to see her again, especially here in Chult.
Wait, you've seen her?
Did you not hear when I said I've come into contact with her, and that I'm very well aware of what her duties are?
He just looks like he's not following.
One day, Baz, you will learn. You pat him on the shoulder.
I'll tell you when you're older.
I'll tell you when you're older. How much of a problem is this going to be?
Oh, probably a really big one. At least for me. So if we can avoid her as much as possible.
Yes. Well, I would hate to kill a pretty face.
And the other. Didn't know you felt that way about me. The other thing is, she's after Artist Simba.
So it's best to avoid him as well.
Yeah.
All right. Have you told RinRin?
No, should I? Probably should.
You should probably inform the party of any imminent dangers.
Even Tesh. All right, but you go tell him.
Tesh.
I'll call RinRin.
My ex-girlfriend wants to kill Baz.
You what? He's going to find RinRin and let her in on the fact that retreading old ground. Ginny Dinniwin is his sister. She's a member of the Zentarum. She's got it out for Baz, and she's after Artist Simber. All of those things.
But the Zentarum are bad guys.
Yep.
Is your sister a bad guy?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I thought when you said that you reconnected with your sister, it was a joyous thing.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It's really bad.
Sorry. Okay. Well, is she going to hurt us?
Oh, she'll probably try. At the very least, it's not gonna be good for me.
RinRin is gonna place a paw on his shoulder and just say, "I will protect you, Basil."
Thanks.
I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
That makes two of us. RinRin. So I've been thinking, I don't really make plans much farther than a year or two ahead. I never really thought I'd get this far. But when all this jungle stuff is over, do you want to like, I don't know, you know, like get a drink or something?
Do you mean like go out for a drink? And she like makes a motion that's like, are you asking me out a date?
Well, you know, like we could go to like I don't know, like a bar, or we could go and like find like a liquor store. You could do that, right? Like what do you prefer? Like gin, vodka, whiskey?
She just places a paw over his mouth. That sounds lovely, Bess. I'd love to do that.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. Thanks.
Welcome to the dating episode where everyone's.
Anyway, watch out for my murderous sister. She might try to kill your boy.
Fades.
Fades into the shadows.
If RinRin could blush, boy would she be.
You
I don't know if she picked up anything from what you said. The last bit.
Oh no.
You guys are spending your long rest on a dried out patch in this swampy forest. And at some point in the night, you all kind of hear a chittering and a thumping. And I'm pretty sure Hassan was asleep at this point. But he too hears this chittering and thumping. And I think he wakes up just in time to see a haggard, ugly, wretched woman leaning over him, who he has scales on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plucks off a scale from him, laughs maniacally, and when she laughs, it's like a sickening yellow fog kind of pours out of her mouth and nose, and then she disappears into the border ethereal. And when she laughs, I'm assuming everyone is on high alert. You see a dozen hungry-looking eyes looking at you guys from the forest.
What was the chittering and thumping?
She was chittering and thumping.
Oh, good. Would there have been time to don armor?
No.
You're cute. You're cute.
Just throwing it out there.
Just, you need to be a wizard, man. Just, mage armor.
Mage armor. Roll initiative.
Well, but
The cannibals found you.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, bye.
Or rather, they were led to you.
What?
bunch of cheaters. 13.
13.
21.
Nice.
11.
Less nice.
Thanks.
And 21. Fuck.
And you are faster than Hassan.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I try to make space for where you guys roll, and you never roll where I expect you to. Cool. So what had happened was a night hag snuck up on you guys in the border ethereal, popped in to snatch some blood off of Hassan, and then popped out. And now the cannibals seem to have found you. At the top of the round is Baz. There are a dozen of them.
This never happens. I'm an assassin.
Yeah, you get to assassin.
You get to kill someone.
You did it, Baz. Congratulations.
Am I already?
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Baz.
You're a good
You
boy.
won.
You're a good boy.
Oh god. What is the name of that anime?
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Thank you. Okay, I never was into mechs. Okay, sorry. Here I am. I am Baz, and I'm an assassin. Am I already hidden?
No, unless you were trancing hidden, or I guess when you heard the cackling, I suppose you can try and hide. I feel like that's his natural state. Is
Yeah. That's his gasp mage armor.
yeah.
Except he hides. Gasp stealth. That's gonna be a dirty 20 to hide.
Okay.
All right. So I'm up in a tree. I'm gonna get out a longbow. Can I see any of these guys?
You can see all of them. It is
All of them?
night.
Oh yes! From the darkness, two red eyes. Like you know how like when a flashlight flashes across a creature with like with the reflective membrane in the back of their eyes, that's what happens with Baz, just like shwing. And he is going to try and shoot something at advantage. He's gonna aim right between one of those yellow eyes. Where's my third one? There you go. Because elven accuracy, haha, with my longbow. And that's going to be a shoot. That doesn't count as a critical yet. One day.
If you hit, it does because you act before them.
You're right. That's what an assassin does.
Is this still the same day as when we first saw the cannibals?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's a 25 to hit.
Yeah.
All right. 2d8 for it counts as a critical, correct?
Yep.
Okay, here I come. This is going to be 10, 13 piercing damage, as well as, come on, sorry, it's been a hot minute since we've played as these guys. I believe my sneak attack is 2d6. That's right, okay. So sneak attack damage is going to be 11.
13 plus 11. Right between the eyes. Thump.
And Baz doesn't say anything, but he just kind of knocks on the tree branch to make sure that everybody else has been alerted, and he will hop down on another one to hide as bonus.
Okay, go ahead, roll it. The DC you're looking for is 10.
Okay.
So if you get more than 10 on your stealth, you can consider yourself hidden for the next round.
It's impossible for me to fail.
Okay.
Even on a nat 1, I get a flat 10.
Okay.
Unless you're okay with a nat, like, are we going to treat a nat 1 as an automatic failure?
No. Nat 1s and nat 20s don't always mean automatic success and automatic failure, as long as your ability modifier helps out.
Yes. Okay, cool. Baz does that.
Hassan.
He will step out of the tent. Can I see anybody out in the distance?
Yeah, you can see they're kind of like in a semicircle around your little mound. And now there's one less of them, probably right in the center.
He'll put a hand to the ground and cast Spike Growth
Ooh.
in a 20-foot radius centered on a point. I'm going to put basically trying to trap as many of them in the like far end of the circle, so they have to push up the most.
They're all kind of equidistant from you. They're in kind of groups of 3, so you can catch 3 of them in this, but they're all pretty much equidistant from you.
In 40 feet?
Oh, 20 foot radius. Haha. Yeah, no, you can catch 6 of them in it.
Doing it.
I mean, of the one that the groups that Baz didn't already kill somebody in, you could trap the other 2 groups in it.
Yep.
Cool. What does Spike Growth do?
The ground in a 20-foot radius created on a point within range twists and sprouts with hard spikes and thorns. The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration, and when a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
Oof. Okay.
The transformation of the ground is camouflaged to look natural, so any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make a wisdom perception check against my spell save DC.
I'm pretty sure they can all see it, though, since you just cast it on them. All right. That makes sense.
Any creature that can't see the area at the time of the spell is cast. So,
okay. Yeah, cool. Well, that's still not great for them. Is that your action? Anything for a bonus?
Interact, he will clip on a golden bracer. It's effectively his shield.
Nice. Next is the first group of them. And now there's only 2 of them, and they're going to rush up. And I think Hassan is essentially out in the front. RinRin and Azaka sleep in trees, and Tesh is sitting next to the tent that Hassan sleeps in, right? That's how we agreed. So one's going to go for Tesh and one's going to go for Hassan.
They cutting their feeties up? They cutting their feeties up?
These ones are not, because they're not the ones that started in this in your spike growth.
Cool.
And they are both going to be within 5 feet of both of you. I'm going to say, since Tesh hangs out in next to the tent, so they're both going to get tactics against you.
Okay.
So a 16 against Tesh.
I will use my reaction to use my defensive duelist feat. So it would be 18 as my AC.
Sweet. And that's just for that attack.
Yep,
right?
just for that singular attack.
Cool. And a 19 to hit Hassan.
Yep.
Cool. You take 3 piercing damage.
3?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And I pass my concentration.
Good. Azaka's going to hop out of the tree and attack the one that is trying to kill Tesh, because that's the closest one to her. Attack to attack. They both, I think. Sorry. Yeah, they both hit. And she kills that one. Next is Tesh. The one that was just trying to stab you was just killed.
Okay.
What would you like to do? There's one right next to you.
How many of them could I get within 30 feet of me?
Within 30 feet of you, there is the one next to Hassan, and then there are 3 more 30 feet off to your right.
So there's a total of 4 of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will use my commanding presence, so I need them all to make wisdom saves.
Cool. What's the DC?
13.
All right. 2 of them fail. Actually, 3 of them fail. They're not wise. They are frightened of you, correct?
Ungrateful, sniveling children. Didn't you ever hear of the stories? There are things to be afraid of in the dark. And as Tesh is saying that, it's like the darkness around him is just extending into these large draconic wings. And he's just walking towards this group with purpose. He's like kind of like rolling his shoulder that has his rapier. Like, he's fine. This is great.
Are you actually going to move towards the...
No, because the ground is made of yuckiness, but he will just be like pointedly walking towards them. Casually, but with purpose.
And they don't have to understand you to be afraid of you.
No.
Okay. Well, they are afraid. All but one. And I'll say that one was the one next to Hassan. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it. That's my action. I don't have a bonus action I can really do.
Cool. Hassan, they started next to the center. So one has to move through a whole 20 feet, then one has to move through 5, or 15, one has to move through 10.
Okay, I'll math it. So, okay, I got it. So that's it. The one that has to move 20 takes 21 points of piercing damage.
Cool. It doesn't make it through.
The one that has to move, you said 15?
15.
2, 5, 10, 15, so that's 64. He takes 17 points of piercing.
He doesn't make it.
And then the one that does 10 takes 14 points of piercing damage.
Nice. Well, they walked through some brambles and died.
I want to say, as they're walking through, you see the instead of the brambles, snakes pop out and bite into them.
Yeah, like little
And the one
natural
that took
snakes out of the
21
brush.
damage, there's a giant snake head that like just comes up and jaws.
Nice. RinRin.
How many are left now?
There's one next to Hassan.
Okay.
There is 3 still in the brambles, and there is 3 that are afraid of Tesh.
There's 7.
Solid. RinRin falls down next to the, well, you know, like 3-point landing next
Yeah.
to the one that is next to Hassan, and is going to go for an attack, or 2 attacks, I should say, with her claws.
Do it.
Jesus. Roll 20. One's a 9 and one's a 21.
Cool. The 21 hits.
Yeah. For 10 damage.
All right.
And then I'm going to use a key point to double attack again.
Okay.
And that is 17 to hit
Yep.
for 8 damage.
Cool. You pop down next to this thing, superhero landing, and then just come up in a flurry of blows, taking this out, and you get your temp HP from it as well.
Solid. And then I'm going to move to the one that is not in the brambles, because that sounds like terrible.
Cool. So off to your right, stage left, there are 3 that are kind of cowering at the sight of Tesh, and you run at them.
And I'm going to do my last attack towards them. That was almost a nat 20, which is also a 9.
Okay. What?
To hit.
9
hit.
to hit? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It teetered on the nat 20, but then I was like, no, you roll a 2.
Oof. I hate to see that. Cool.
And that is my turn.
Second verse, same as the first. Hassan, roll your damage. Because these things are like right near the center of it, so they can't really go around, having watched all their friends get devoured by snakes. 20, 15, 10. Buddy?
You're muted.
You're muted.
The 20 takes 20.
Cool.
The 15 takes 18.
Mm-hmm.
And the 10 takes 11.
Awesome. Yeah, they are trying to come at you, and the kind of ethereal snakes in your brambles peck and chew at them to death. Last is the last group, and they are all right next to RinRin, and they can't move closer to Tesh, so they're just going to stab at RinRin. It's going to be 3 attacks for you. First one is a 19. Second one is a 22.
Damn.
And the third one is a 22.
Yep, those all hit.
And you take 21 piercing damage total. Up at the top of the round again is Baz.
Alrighty, how many of them are there?
3.
There are 3 now. Okay.
And they're all, RinRin ran up to them, and now they are sticking their spears into her.
Gotcha. I'm going to try and aim at the one that looks the least hurt.
None of them are hurt, so.
Alright, well, I'm going to aim for one of them then. I am hidden.
Yep.
That is a D12.
It's not a D.
Okay. 16 plus. It's going to be a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's possible for you not to kill this thing.
All right, we'll find out. That's going to be 15 piercing damage and 4 sneak attack damage.
Awesome. Dead.
Nice. All right. I jump to another branch and hide. I am hidden.
Nice. Hassan. The group of 6 cannibals that was trying to get you are all dead. RinRin is getting stabbed.
He will crack his knuckles, and he'll walk by Tesh, and you can see that on his cheek there's a scale missing. What was it that you said before, Tesh? Who am I to deny my children their food?
Let them feed, Hassan. They've been so patient.
And he will drop concentration on the spike. Well, no. No, that'd be a bad move. I think he's just going to walk up to RinRin and palm her back. And she gets 22 points of healing.
All right.
She was not looking that bad, but thank you.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shillelagh on my staff.
Fantastic. And that doesn't take concentration either, right?
Mm-mm.
It's just a thing that goes on a weapon. Fantastic. That group is dead. Azaka is going to also come over here to help RinRin, and she's going to attack twice. And both are going to hit, and she kills one. Tesh, there is one left. It is scared of you.
Well, isn't that just peculiar? Is it in the spikes?
No.
Oh, well, that's good. Tesh is going to approach it, and he's going to say, I hope you're feeling chatty. There are a few things that we would like to ask you about all of this. And he's going to attack them. It's subdual damage, but he's still going to stab them.
You can tell that he does not understand you.
That's fine. He might understand other people. That is a natural 1 on my first attack.
Okay.
For a total of 7, so I don't think that does anything. No? Okay. Second attack, because we're level 5, and that's a thing that can happen. Huzzah! A 23 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, and then that is going to be for 5 points of piercing damage. That's it.
Awesome. RinRin. It is your
RinRin gonna
turn.
do an attack. There's 2 left in front of me, right?
There is only one now.
Oh, just the one. Okay, I'm gonna do an attack on it. I'm gonna do another attack on it. Fuck! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Did I just roll 2 1s in a row?
Nice.
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 Bwomp,
Nice.
bwomp, bwomp.
Hey.
Shut up. Hey.
Snake eyes.
Hold on.
Hey!
How do you do that backwards? Like womp 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 womp.
Womp, 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 womp. Womp, womp.
I'll use a key point to attack 2 more times. But fuck these dice, RJ, because damn. RinRin rolls terribly every time. I'm not using her dice anymore.
Okay.
You are sunk so low in your chair.
I don't even give a fuck. I rolled 2 13s.
Okay, 13
The
total.
13 hit.
Yes, the 13 hits.
Good. It's fine. I have 1 job, okay? I do 19 damage total.
Awesome. Tesh was saying that he was doing non-lethal. It seemed like he wanted to subdue this one. Are you trying to subdue?
Did you say that?
Yeah,
He
I
said-
would.
What was your
He
exact
said he
purpose?
wanted to talk to him, but I don't. And then he attacked him, but
Yeah.
I guess would RinRin pick that up?
It's up to RinRin.
Roll an insight check.
All right, I'm
It's
gonna
been-
roll on
It's been an
here.
emotional couple of days.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, I think that yeah,
Yeah, she'll do subdual then.
cool. You knock it out. And that's the end of combat.
Tesh like gives you the thumbs up, like, yeah. See? We don't kill everyone we interact with.
Well, I appreciate that. And then she looks at all the other bodies.
There's a thump as Baz
bodies?
lands at the bottom of the tree. He kind of stands up and brushes himself off, hikes the bow up over his shoulder, looks over at Hassan and says, "You got something on your face there."
It's the lack thereof. One of them got into the tent and took a scale from me.
Did it look like these guys?
No, it looked more hunched, more crone-like.
Like a witch?
Hassan shrugs and he's pulling out a pair of leather gloves.
Does this mean you're going to get to work?
If someone could brew a pot of coffee.
I'll get right on it if you want to see to our newest companion.
Are we aware that we might not understand him?
Tesh is.
They don't seem to speak a word of common, but I believe we've been told that the blue triangle symbol is Raznisi.
Yep.
I believe that they might be a little bit more inclined to understand words from you.
Well, if they don't, the body has its own universal language.
I'm sure it does. Now, would you prefer a medium or a dark roast?
Dark roast black, please. And he'll grab the person they've subdued by the foot and just start dragging them.
Baz scratches the back of his head. "There's more than one?"
We can go ahead and abstract what you guys do from here, because we're about out of time. What do you try to do to this captive cannibal?
Pop a good berry in his mouth and
Mhm.
wake him up. I speak Wanti to him.
Okay,
Or
he doesn't
them.
understand.
Scalpel across the throat.
Okay.
And then he sighs, cracks his neck, and starts working on the brain.
Okay. What are you working on? What are you trying to get from his brain?
Was he being controlled in any way? Is there any deformities that cause them to eat the undead?
Roll a medicine check.
Dirty 20.
Cool. You can tell that. I feel like you would probably know if someone was being like mind controlled or something. But you could. There's no evidence of that. It's only evidence of not being mentally well.
Tesh comes in with the coffee. He'll point that out to him. Oh, and if you look here, this gland produces chemicals closely related to fear. And it's been enlarged. Sips.
And Tesh like gives like a whoopsie shrug.
Oopsie.
Schwupsie.
All right. I think that's where we're going to call it for today.
Alrighty. Well, first and
I take his
foremost.
heart and I eat it. What?
Oh God.
No.
Tesh just. But
The
first and
breakfast
foremost,
of
I would like to say, Tyler, thank you for running such a wonderful game. I had a blast. I always love coming through the Tomb of Annihilation. It's a good time. Speaking of good times, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, my name is Tyler. You can find me at Frothy Inferno on Twitter, where I don't really talk much, but you can find me here running the Tomb of Annihilation. And thanks for sticking with me today.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and look what I found.
Oh, yes!
if you look closely, there's a dragon. It's actually a Chinese dragon, so that's a Shen. You can find me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I talk about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream. You can also catch me tomorrow in our homebrew campaign, where I play Calum, the Shatterkai Wizard Cleric. You can catch me on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays very early in the morning. I retweet whenever it happens over at the Hype Goblins channel, Nexus Adventures, where I play Titus Valentine Mercier LaRue, who is a noble human warlock ranger who's out for blood. And every other Sunday, you can catch myself over at G Game Nights channel, where I play on Thursdays. I play a soft boy named Theo who just wants to marry the girl he loves. DanaeKeener.com.
The drama, the intrigue of that show, I can't stress enough how much I love that show on G Game Nights. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp. I stream a lot. Mondays here, Tuesdays my channel, Wednesdays Nerd Immersion, Thursdays my channel, Fridays Encounter Roleplay, Saturdays I'm dark, Sundays I'm on G Game Nights and back here. So catch me there. How about that? DanaeKeener.com.
Speaking of DanaeKeener.com, hi everybody, my name is Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can find me here on Mondays playing as Coriander the Eldrin Paladin with our boy Calum. He's back! He's back, folks! We did it! And also on Sundays during our Tomb of Annihilation game as Baz, the Drow Rogue Fighter. Not cleric. DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this Monday and starting next week, Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And of course, we have this show at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got our homebrew game. We are going to be on Thursdays going through the Acquisitions Incorporated adventure called The Orrery of the Wanderer. That is being run by our dear friend Cyberwolf1201, but rather than having that homebrew rather than having the Ack Inc. game take place in the Forgotten Realms, we're redoing it to be a Tyrant Security themed game in our homebrew world. It's going to be great. It's going to be so weird for me to just let another DM have full control over my homebrew setting, but we'll see where it goes. I'm sure it won't be stressful for me at all. Love you, Connor. RJ, you had a quizzy question.
Hagurk is a handsome-ass bugbear.
Hagurk is a handsome-ass bugbear. He's going to be a fine boy. And you can see his picture on our Twitter when we post it tomorrow. But with that, I would like to say once again, thank you to Tyler for running this incredible game. Thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. And of course, thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we will see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye!